Yo, what's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Prison Break Raw. I'm your host, the one and only Big JD. Go ahead, give this channel, subscribe, share, leave some messages or comments, hit the thumbs up for the like, notification bell to be informed on all episodes when they drop. A prison riot is a mental experience more so than a physical experience. A lot of people will tell you it's very physical, which it is, of course. People get hurt, some people even get killed. But it is more mental than anything else. And this is what you won't really hear. You get a lot of people that come on YouTube and various other social media outlets like Patreon or whatnot, even some of these big channels on arts and entertainment, what I'm talking about how they were a big badass gladiator and how they did this and how they did that, and it almost makes you feel like you're in an ancient Roman battle movie or something along those lines, some form of Hollywood type of adventure of combat and valor and warfare where blood is flying and people are just out there and they're punching and everything and people are going flying and dying and all that shit. Or you might have watched Shot Caller, One Time Too Many, whatever the case may be. I can tell you that all that Hollywood bullshit is just bullshit. It's exactly what it is. When you was in a prison riot, it's a whole different experience than what a lot of people are telling you. And I've heard it all. I've listened to some of these people talk about how they're Billy Badass, they're like a fucking gladiator, like a Viking berserker out there, just going fucking ape shit on everybody, clubbing everybody, stabbing everybody in their path, and then coming out of prison unscathed and a free man. And that's not how it works. When a prison riot jumps off, it's a much more mental experience than it is physical, and I'm going to explain to you just exactly what it's like. Because I've been in a couple of these here prison riots even in the county jails, Orange County Jail and the Los Angeles County Jail on a number of occasions. But in the state, it's a much different thing, and it's on a larger scale in a more spread out area, especially when it occurs on the rec yard. And this is how it basically goes down. I'm going to break it down to you. I'm going to use an example from a riot that I was in way back in 1997. And this is how it basically ran down. You know when the shit's gonna pop. You know from the rip when it's gonna pop because you can cut the tension with a knife. The tension is so thick in the air and the feeling is just like it's all in your head. Nothing physical is going on at this point in time. You could tell you're looking around. The minute you step out into this situation and you become aware, you are briefed on what's going to transpire and how it's going to pop and when it's going to pop, but you don't know exactly where at and with who. You just know it's going to kick off, right? And you suddenly find yourself looking around. You're looking at all the people that are going to be your potential targets. The enemy that's in front of you, that's all around you, that's behind you, that's on the side of you, everywhere. They're all over the place, right? And the first thought that you have is when you're looking at another man and you see that he's looking at you and you know that he feels the same tension. He's feeling that same tension in him. He's wondering if he's going to live to see tomorrow. He's wondering if that gunner, when he shoots out, when he rings out them bullets, is it going to hit him? Is somebody going to stab him? Is he going to fall just right and break his neck? Will he ever see his kids again? Will he ever see his wife and visiting again? Will he live to see his release date? These are all the things that go through your head. This is the part that is more than the physical aspect that you hear so much about from all these so-called Hollywood tough guys. These English Bobs from Undefeated, that I like to call them, talking about how they're a straight warrior and a straight killer and all that in a bag of chips, and they ain't none of that. Because you can tell somebody that's actually been in these melees by the way that they describe it. Because if you've been in one, you know. A lot of yous out there don't know because you've never been in one. You've never experienced that. So you only go on what somebody tells you. You take them at their word, their face value. You look at the optics and then you just get sucked in. But let me tell you, this is what it's really about. It's like 90% mental and 10% physical, just like in boxing. It's the same exact fucking thing. And it's mental because all of these things are going through your head. You got butterflies in your stomach. You're shaking. You're tripping out. You got some people that are psychopaths that are they can't wait for it to pop off. And usually they're so caught up in that fluster of lack of cognitions that they're the first ones that get smacked. Straight in the back of the head, in the front of the face, whatever it is, they get a good shot taken to them and they're down on the ground. All that adrenaline explodes in their face. You have to maintain a level of peace and serenity, and you have to be calm. Because if you're not, you are dead, or you're going to be seriously hurt. And everything that you thought you knew about fighting or how it's going to go down and what you think you're going to do, all that shit goes out the window. The minute it is on and popping, everything goes out the window. It's done at that point because your mind shuts off and you go into straight survival mode. How are you going to survive this ordeal? And it doesn't last for very long, but it seems like it is a battle that is going on for hours, but it don't last very long. And you look around you and all the people that talk about how badass they are, how tough they are, and how good they fight, you see how they really fight. Their skills are on display. You see all their flaws, all their weaknesses, their inability to basically stand up and stand toe to toe. You can tell their footwork, the way they stand, the way they're holding their fists. You got people that do all this. People that punch like this. All you got to do is smack that pinky, man, and dislocate their finger, and that's it. Kick them straight in the nuts, and it's over with. I mean, somebody's coming at you like this, and you can see a lot of these riot videos, right? You look at them. They're, people are like that, and most people cannot fight. I heard this from a martial arts expert. He said that most people in the world do not know how to fight. The one thing that gets people in a situation of defeat when they are fighting another man, when they are toe-to-toe with another person, is their inability to understand the mental aspect of this whole thing. Because that's what it's all about. If you can stay calm, if you can collect your thoughts and keep your wits, you can outmaster your opponent any day of the week. It doesn't matter how big they are. It doesn't matter how many muscles they are, how many tattoos they got. It doesn't even matter if they got a fierro in their hand and it's taped to them. They got 2 knives taped to both hands and they got National Geographic strapped to them. I've seen a lot of these videos of these people are holding big-ass swords. I've seen one on my boy Dirty Weather's channel. This kid's jumping and dancing around with this big old giant sword, doing all that shit like that, thinking he's looking really cool. Scares the shit out of a lot of you that have never been to prison. To me, I just look at him like a clown. Because what are you going to do with that big-ass sword? He's going to swing that thing one time, probably not even going to know how to correctly hold it. And he's going down. It's as simple as that. Most people, when they hold their shanks, they're holding them and they're going in like this. You've seen them on stabbing videos, right? The real person that actually knows how to hold that shit is holding it in like this so that you can never get it taken from you and you can always go down with it. The people that actually are coming at you like this are the ones that really know how to stab. And that's just the way that I was taught, and that's the way that's been most effective. I said it before, the first time I went on a mission, I tried it that way, stupidly, like swinging wild like this, and nothing happened. Damn near almost lost my own life because of it. And this is the way it is in a riot. It's the mental. They announce rec call. Everybody's going out there. The whole entire building is out that door. If you're in a situation where you're in a split tier yard, everybody on that tier that has yard at that moment, they're out there. Everybody's out there. And you could feel it. It's so thick. And people are focused. People are scared. People are nervous. People are excited. People are happy. Some, misery loves company. Some people want to see it happen. Some people got a suicide death wish. And they filing out to that yard. And you out there, you with your people. And you looking around, like I said. And you looking at everybody. Some people are talking. Some people ain't talking. Some people are just stationary like statues. They're locked in. Their focus is on one man or 2 men or a many. Next thing you know, you could feel the heat. You could feel it. You can actually feel this heat. A combination of body heat from hundreds of people that are sitting on that yard. good 300-400 people that may be on that yard at that moment. You feel the body heat just being dispelled from all of these people. All this adrenaline is just pushing this body heat out into the atmosphere. And you sit on this yard surrounded by concrete. And that body heat is just everywhere. It's if somebody had turned on an oven. And you know, at that given moment, when that heat is dispelled, it's on. It's ready to crack. And the next thing you know, everything gets silent. For just a few seconds, but it feels like an eternity. And then boom, it's on. It's on that quick. And everything you thought that you were going to do, or every plan that you had, goes right out the window. Somebody's running directly at you. They may be strapped, they may not be strapped. You have one shot. You have one shot to get that person just right. If you miss, that's your ass. If you get him one good one, you may have caught him off his balance and you may be able to overpower him. But then somebody's going to come up behind you. And then somebody's going to come up behind them. And it may be a situation where you just crack this dude one good time, and then you move on to the next one, somebody that's got their back to you. And you crack them. And then somebody runs up and cracks you. This is a prison riot for what it really is. And you're a moving target. You're an elusive moving target. You're constantly moving. You're moving. Somebody's coming up you. And of course, like I said, don't really know how to stab. They're coming down at you all stupid and unorthodox and incorrect. Straight at you, at your body, at your face, at your head. And you just move just one split second and he misses. Or you move into it and he strikes. And then you're leaking, you're dying. You may even die. You may be the one who's strapped. And you're running at somebody, and guess what? All you hear is a snap, and then all you see is a flash, and then you're on the ground dying because you just got hit by the gunner in the tower. Because he will shoot your ass if he sees that you're armed. There are no warning shots on that pound. There's no warning shots on that yard. If they see that you're armed and somebody else's life is in jeopardy, your life is going to get taken that fast. This prison riot shit is on and popping, and it's over just as fast as it started. Because the minute all the COs run in there in riot gear and they're shooting tear gas and they're spraying you with them big giant super soakers, and your eyes are burning and you can't breathe. Your skin is burning. Your throat's burning. You're choking. Tear gas, pepper spray, commonly referred to as OC pepper spray. Some very powerful shit, man. Makes you feel like somebody just dunked your head into a bowl of hot chili. And everybody's spread out all over the place. Every now and then somebody pops up and starts fighting. And then they're taken back down. The yard may fire and may hit one of them. You may be laying next to somebody who's leaking and dying. Maybe laying next to somebody who got shot by the tower. Somebody who got stabbed. Somebody who's taken their last gasps of breath. And they're gone. Life is drained from their body. And there's nothing you could do about it. He could be your friend. He could be your foe. And they don't care. Because the first priority to squashing a prison riot is to ensure the safety and security of everybody first and foremost. Whoever's dying, whoever's hurt, whoever's injured, too goddamn bad. This is the reality of what a prison riot really looks like. There's no glory, there's no honor, and there ain't no winners. I've watched so many fucking videos, people saying, yeah, man, yeah, the homies got over on the Woods, or the Woods got the better hand of them, or they got this, or they got that. Nobody wins. Let's just get that right there straight. Nobody raises a white flag of surrender. It's not till the last man is dead. It's over as fast as it started. Here's the reality of it. Fuck the Hollywood bullshit that you hear. It is over as fast as it started. You know who wins? The COs, they win. They're the winners. Because they come in and everybody breaks it down and hits the ground. They're who's really in charge, is the people that are wearing the green. They're coming in there with the shields and the super soakers and the gunner that's in the tower. Those are the winners. They're the ones that won that riot. You didn't win. Your side didn't win. It doesn't matter who got the better or who got knocked down the most. Everybody loses in a prison riot. Because now you're looking at a disciplinary report, participation in a riot, which is probably like what, a Division A, Division B, it's somewhere up there. Been so long since I've gotten one of those, shit. But it's up there. And you lose in about 6 months on your sentence. You may even lose your freedom if that video footage comes back and it shows you stabbing somebody. Or it may show you hitting somebody and they thought you stabbed them. Somebody might have stabbed that dude just before you hit him. But guess what? They can't figure out who stabbed who. They may pin it on you. It happens. And then you're gone. Your freedom's over with. So who really wins in this triumphant, victorious battle of gladiators? Nobody wins, man. This is the shit that I wanted to explain to you about a prison riot. What to expect. Because nobody wins that shit. We all lose. Now, I can't get on here and give you some tips on how to avoid that, because if you're on your way to prison or you're already there and your people are getting ready to crack it off with somebody else, well, then you know what? You better just say a little prayer to whatever God in whatever form that you see him or her or what. You better pray that you come out of there in one piece, and you better pray that you come out of there with your freedom intact for the most part, because you're going to lose some time for participating. You can go ahead and listen to all the glorious war stories and shit like that, and people talk about how they were the king of the hill and all that, and they're liars. They're lying to you. I've been in a number of those things, and I didn't ever felt like I won nothing. It seemed like a good idea at the time, you know what I mean? And you think you're going to get brownie points, but nobody's really paying attention to what you're doing in that fight unless you're running away from it. Then everybody sees you. Or if you're on the ground balled up, or you're hiding under the bench, or you're hiding under the bleachers, they see that. But they don't see you smashing skulls. They don't see you fucking knocking them down, bucking them down, bleeding them, wetting them, ripping the frame off their ass, peeling their cap back. Nobody sees any of that stuff. But they will see you if you run. It's just crazy how that shit works. So you can't avoid it. You interested in this kind of way of life? You want to go into that? You want to be about that? Just expect that. And don't listen to the bullshit, Hollywood. Don't watch too many reruns of Shot Caller. Watch it over and over and over again on the rerun on your Amazon Prime or whatnot. Go experience that shit for yourself and then tell me if I'm wrong. Remember everything I said about the heat, the body heat. How it becomes silent just for a split second and then crack, it's on. Remember all that shit. And if you one of the few dudes or many dudes that had pieced up and took your bone crusher in there and you stuck it in somebody and you took their life, that's your life. You're done. You're finished that fast. This is the prison riot in full detail. This is what it's about. This is the kind of shit that you will remember for the rest of your life, because it'll come back to haunt you every single day. One way, shape, or form. Little smells, things, little triggers in your everyday life that brings it back to the surface, to the forefront of your thoughts. Dreams that you may have. I had a dream about being in one not too long ago. Never goes away, man. It sticks with you forever. It's an experience that you will never forget. And if you've really lived it, you will know somebody else that's really lived it just by the way that they describe it. Like I said, I can smell the bullshit on some of these stories that I hear about riots. But we ain't going to get into all that. I just wanted to break down to you what to expect when you really in one. What it really is all about. There's no glory in it. It's not a big old giant battlefield or heads are being chopped off and people are doing roundhouse kicks and knocking people out and everyone's punching everybody all perfect and accurately. It doesn't work that way. Most people are sloppy and they can't fight worth a fuck. Looks funny as shit when you really look at it on a video. Go watch a couple of them. You'll see what it really looks like. Prison Break Raw, uncut, uncensored, no holds barred, non-sugarcoat, non-politically correct, all up in your face, slapping you with that dick of reality, and I'm out.